Morning, everybody. This is Greg Shields, Greg Shields Outdoors. Me and my wife Melissa are back at the WMA pond. We're going to give it a good shot and try to catch. We'll try to catch some of the big stump knockers in here, the shell crackers that go up to 1.5 pounds. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of trouble keeping the bass off our stuff. But anyway, let's get out on the water. We're going to have a great day. Normally in this pond, I start out with a whopper plopper, but it's been 95 degrees every day, so I'm going to run a rattling rogue, which will run about 3 or 4 inches deep, and see what happens there. Oh, come off. Oh, they're hitting pretty good on the rattling rogue. There he is. But this is a small one, tiny bass. Anyway, that's that is 3 hits on 2 casts. So apparently it's gonna be a pretty good day. Right at the boat, and I think that's the same fish. He's there's no size to him, but they're hitting, and that was right at the boat. They're hitting big over there. These treble hooks are dangerous. Thank the Lord I got off of there. It's divided into 2 spots. It's got one shallow lake here and then one big lake over there. We might have to fish only the big lake. It's so shallow here. Or just go straight to a paddle. One just hit at it. Again. They're tiny. Let me try a plastic worm over here so I can get to it. Hitting the moss. Oh, he hit it, but he came off. I'm using a zoom worm today in dirty or rotten banana color. My buddy at Georgia Boy Lures, he's got behind on making his lures, so he won't be have his website back stocked again until June 1st. His website said, so that's when I'll order more from there. Anyway, let's keep rolling. Moss on that one. What the heck? Yeah, it's really shallow here. I'm hitting moss every cast. I just hit something big, just hit right there. So let's go here and come back across. There he is. Another small one, but they're hitting pretty good. We're probably not gonna keep any of these small bass, but not any like this for sure, but they are hitting pretty good in here. When we get to the big side, we're gonna switch over for those shell crackers. As a matter of fact, we're gonna head there pretty soon because that's what we're after, is the big brim. All right, you can cut it, baby. That's a bass on the Swamp Spider from Georgia Boy Lures. And on that, I'm fishing the Rotten Banana Color. But anyway, another tiny bass. They hit right at the boat. So anyway, and we're on the bottom with the trolling motor, so let me see if I can get us out of here. You know what's happening? All right. This is a little bass. You got the film, baby? Mm-hmm. Another small bass on the Swamp Spider. Oh. Another small bass. Maybe we'll pick up some brim later, but that's probably 6 or 10, about 6 bass so far. Anyway, tiny. We even caught bigger bass last time we were here, but it was also 25 degrees cooler last time we were here. But anyway, we are getting some hits. Just the brim in here are massive if you can get them. And I got something there, but got me hung up. See if I can get him loose. Well, the bass size is picking up. That's a little bit bigger. Still not 12-inch long legal. But anyway, a little bit bigger bass. I was just on the verge of changing colors. We had the most luck with a white Swamp Spider in here last time, but we now picked up 3 in a row, so I'm gonna run this one longer. The best brim side is usually over on the straight in front of us, but we don't want to pass up all this shallow before we got over there. Small bass again. Wish we'd pick up a big old brim, but maybe they'll come. You can take a break for a minute if you want to. They came off. It's gonna hit moss though. Let me get it out of the moss. But there should be a bass up in here. If I can get it where I want it, but I'm gonna fish that right there because he might be right there. There he is. I knew there'd be a bass in there. albeit a little one. Get this treble hook out of here without him getting me. Okay, there. That seemed like a decent one. Well, that's probably the biggest one of the day, but it's still nothing to it. It's still small. You can turn it off there. It's swimming right toward the boat, but he's small. Oh, got off. Oh. Got off. Little bass on the swamp spider. Quick release. Probably an hour. We probably caught 15, maybe 16 bass, but not a single brim. And we came here today for the shell crackers, stump knockers, but they are not hitting anything, but the bass are hitting everything. So we're gonna keep catching them, make a day of it, keep on rolling. Plastic one. Anyway, tiny. Oh, little tiny one. There you go. You see that? It was underwater. He was coming right through it, and he followed it all the way to the boat till he saw our shadow, and then he took off. All right, on the beetle spin. That's probably 15, 16, 17 bass, but only one of them a pound. That shade right there ought to have one. And it did. Instead of fighting, he ain't filming nothing. He wasn't ever coming off. I mean, it's in there. There it went. Oh, he knotted it up too. I actually saw the bass and threw it to him, but he didn't take it. Put one right in front of us there. That's crazy. We'll go up there. Came off. But you got it, baby? Yep. Well, it's a shame to say that a bass that weighs a half a pound is the biggest one for the day, but it probably is. But anyway, this is probably 20 bass. But they're hitting good, but the brim are not hitting nothing. I hadn't caught a single brim, which kind of shocks me, but that's just the way it is. But anyway, we'll keep fishing until we get tired and have at it. Oh, he let it go, but he hit it. Let me go back out there. I'm using a Lew's Speed Spool, and my favorite rods are Ugly Sticks by Shakespeare. That's my favorite. And these Lew's Speed Spools, I love them. They're silky smooth, and once you get the magnetic set right, they don't backlash, and I just got a fish there, I think. Yep. Oh. Not only did he get off there, but he took the worm I just put on there. Yep, he hit it. I saw him swim in front of the boat, and he came up and hit it when I threw it past his face. All right. Anyway, that's probably 20 bass. That's what makes it, when you can see them so good, you can put it on there. Moss. All right. Anyway, Runt City. But they are hitting, at least it's making it fun. Moss there. Nope. Anyway, that broke my line. I'm gonna try to get my beetle spin out of here. I'm glad it didn't break it and hit the water because I lost my lure. Anyway, I got it out of there. Cut it off there. Retied it. First, they come off there. But anyway, they are hitting the beetle spin heavy. There's another one. Oh, that's pretty good. That feels like a good fish there. I don't know. That's a brim. That's why it felt so good. Finally. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we've been trying to get today. But they have not been hitting. That's the very first one today. Anyway, and he fought 10 times harder than that bass. Man. First one of the day. Isn't that crazy? Nope. Let's try right here. Do you see how much stronger that was than the bass? That's insane, isn't it? bass. Oh, came off again. If we'd caught everything we've lost, we'd have 35. We got about 22 anyway. All right, we want to. Right down in front of this dock. And let's come right up side there. Yep, there he is. These bass are fun on this ultralight. That's I don't want to tell how many that is. Well, if it gets them in the top of the mouth, it really gets them. Turn off, way up in there. Let me see if I can get to him. I got him. Oh man, came off. He busted the water up there, and then I threw right to him and he hit it, took off, and came off. About took my worm off there. He did, he hit it again. And came off again. That must be a little one. You can get it. I got him that time. All right. Got him. That fish hit it 3 times and took it, and I finally got him. You can turn it off, babe. Look at this. Don't film this. You hear him over there?
Yeah.
That's got to be brim. There he is. Anyway, we're probably approaching 30 bass, but no big ones. You can turn it off, eh? All right. Nope. Right here. There he is. Thank you. Yep. Oh, came off. Man. Did you help film, babe? It's a small one, but he hit the rattling road. All right. Where's my pliers at? Check it out, baby. We came back into the shallow pond for one more trip before we load up and get out of here. We're probably at about 30 bass. We're gonna hit this one more time with the Rattling Rogue and get what we can get and then call it a day. We just busted the water over there, which is a good sign to still be in here. There he is. All right. The Rattling Rogue has done really good today. Kind of disappointed in the brim. Did not hit. We didn't get nothing hardly brim-wise. Got one. And that's a shame because they're huge. But anyway, they're just not hitting. Couldn't get them turned on. And it could be that the bass get to the bait before they can. Because the bass in here are highly aggressive. They're hitting everything you throw non-stop. I got him. He hit it and stayed on there, but he's a small one. Oh, came off. That's good. Saved me a hook set there. Really shallow here. It's less than 3 feet deep right here. I can see the bottom. But the fish are still in here for now. When that sun gets straight up overhead, they won't be. I'm picking up moss. There he is. Another small one. But we got him. You hear that? All right. All right, we're coming up on probably 40 bass again in this pond. We just did a lot better with the brim last time, but they're not hitting this time. But I had a big splash over here, right in front of the boat. Let me position this boat where, because this is probably going to be a fish right here. He was wanting it bad. That ought to get one right here. Yep, there he is. Just a small one, but we got him. You can turn it off, B. All right, about 1 or 2 more casts and we're gonna call it a day. There's another fish right there. Another small one. Him up here. Get me. Oh, he hit it, or something did, and then came off of there. Let me try. This will be our last cast. I'm gonna try one right over there, and that's it for the day, I think. Folks, this is Greg Shields here. We're calling it a day. A special thanks to my beautiful wife, Melissa, of 38 years for doing the filming for me. We have a good time fishing together, and the rivers are out of the banks here again because of all the rain, so we're hitting ponds. But if you hadn't have already subscribed, please like and subscribe to the channel. God bless you. Greg Shields Outdoors. Have a great day.